This is Mr. Mark with the Tawny Town Library, coming with another cooking video. To follow up with our guacamole of last week, I thought I'd show you how to make a chicken quesadilla today. It's quick and easy, and I just love quesadillas. Obviously, you need chicken for your chicken quesadilla, and you need tortillas and cheese, and then we're going to need olive oil and butter to cook it in, and then we'll need salt and pepper for our chicken, and some seasonings as well. I'm going to use this Tajin Seasoning, which is just a chili pepper seasoning, and Cumin. So let's get started. So to make a quesadilla, I recommend boneless chicken breast, and I'm going to be just making the one. You just need to scale up to however many people you want to feed. And I start out by cutting it in half to make it a bit thinner. It just makes it a little easier to cook and cut into good slices for a quesadilla. And you could just start cooking it like this, but a neat little trick is to get some parchment paper, lay it out, get a tenderizer, and flatten it with the flat side. You're making it nice and thin so it cooks evenly. And you can see what we end up with. So we're going to season this. Like I said, I'm going to salt and pepper both sides, and then add cumin and my chili pepper seasoning. And there we go. It's ready to cook. So you want to heat your pan at a medium-high heat. We're going to put a fair amount of olive oil in there. A couple tablespoons, I'd even say. I'm going to let it heat up. And our olive oil has just started to steam, so it's a good temperature. Let's drop our chicken in. You want to cook chicken at a medium to medium-high heat for 4 to 6 minutes per side until it's 165 degrees in the center. Alright, I gave the chicken a few minutes to cool down. Now we're going to cut it into strips to fit into our quesadilla. Now we have our chicken strips ready to go in the quesadilla. Put those to the side and get our cheese ready. Today I'm going to be using a mixture of sharp cheddar and pepperjack, which is just Monterey Jack with jalapeno peppers in it. It's your choice what you use, of course, but this is a pretty standard combination of cheeses. So let's go ahead and shred up 3 to 4 ounces of each, mix it together. Now you can buy pre-shredded cheese, but they often add stuff to the cheese to prevent it from clumping, so we prefer just to use our own shredded whenever possible. I just want to mix these together. Okay, so we're ready to start making the quesadilla itself. We're going to heat our pan up to a medium heat, and we're going to put about a tablespoon of butter in there to melt and grease the pan. Now, I have seen people who just spread melted butter on the quesadillas. That's another option, like on a grilled cheese. And I've even seen people who say you should just avoid using any kind of oil altogether because the tortilla is enough on its own. But we like to use butter to get a nice brown, crisp tortilla. I'm just going to let the butter melt. The butter's melted, but I'm going to let it heat up a little bit. It's not quite hot enough. Alright, butter's starting to brown. I think this is hot enough. We're going to take one of our quesadillas. We're just going to set it inside and start putting in our fillings. And we're going to fold it over on itself. So we're going to just use about half of the cheese I've grated and the chicken. And then we're going to take this, fold it over. Shift this to the center. Whoop. Oh, piece of chicken fell out. And you want to leave it in there until the cheese is melting. The other side should be nicely brown, then we're going to flip it. Should take about 2 to 3 minutes. This is the toughest part of making a quesadilla, in my opinion. You can see I actually left it a little bit too long. You don't want it that brown. But I'm still not the best. I just love quesadillas, so I wanted to show you how to make them. Now, we're mostly out of butter, so I'm going to just grab a little bit more, throw it on there again, make sure the next one will be buttered. Alright, let's go with quesadilla number 2. Alright. Put it back towards the center again. One thing we like to do sometimes is to use another heavy pan to press down on it. Nice and flat. Melting pretty quick. Let's flip it over. Alright, let's check it out. It looks about good. It won't be as browned if you don't use butter. If you prefer a lighter brown on your quesadilla, I'm going to cut these into slices. We have a delicious chicken quesadilla. Just perfect with sour cream and salsa. If you make some of your own, let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed our quesadilla making today.